Arizona is one of only 2 states that CBS News has not yet called in the presidential election, the other being Nevada. About 70% of the vote has been counted in the battleground state. And while President-elect Donald Trump secured enough Electoral College votes to win the election without the Grand Canyon state, there are other key congressional races in Arizona awaiting final results. CBS News correspondent Kris Van Cleave joins me now from Phoenix. Kris, what's the status of the vote count?
It's ongoing. Lindsay, Arizona has so many mail-in voters. Up to 90% of the state votes earlier by mail. And then there is a signature verification process on those ballots that takes time. In 15 Arizona counties, you had a 2-page ballot. Normally it's 1 page. That takes more time to process. So they've been very clear that they expected it to take up to 2 weeks to fully count all of the ballots in Arizona. That would include provisional ballots. There's a ballot curing process here, which basically means if you mailed in your ballot and there was an issue with the signature, you have 5 days after the election, 5 calendar days, to come in and fix that. We're seeing Kari Lake, who's the Republican candidate for Senate, who at least currently is trailing her opponent, Ruben Gallego, by about 50,000 votes. She's been pushing very hard on the curing process to try to pick up some votes there. But there's about 500,000 uncounted mail-in ballots here in Maricopa County. That's the biggest county, but there are several other counties that are still reporting batches of votes. So, we expect that race will tighten some before the ballots are counted. Right now, we have it, CBS News is characterizing the Senate race here as leans Democrat, leans Representative Ruben Gallego. But that could certainly change. There's a lot of ballots out there, which is why you've seen CBS News not call the state, although Trump appears to have a comfortable lead here in that race. There's 2 House races that are also close that we're still watching.
And Arizona voters also approved an abortion ballot measure. How does that impact the state?
Yeah, that one appears to be passing at about a close to 2/3 margin. So CBS News has predicted that will pass. That basically writes into the Arizona Constitution the right of an abortion, the right of reproductive rights up to viability, and limits what limitations that the legislature can put on abortion up to viability, and then after viability allows some safeguards for health of the mother and things like that. And in fact, we had some Republicans tell us they think that might, it being its own initiative on the ballot, may have actually helped them in their races because it allowed pro-choice Republicans to vote their conscience and then vote their party when it came to the candidates. So that's something that, scholars will have to, folks that study ballots and things and voting will have to look into. But certainly that was part of the theory for some of the Republicans who are so far benefiting in their races, from at least a narrow lead as these votes are being counted still.
Kris Van Cleave, can always count on you and your crew to make me homesick of my hometown with those gorgeous live shots. Thank you so much.